I typically name the campaign whatever we're trying to target. So at the campaign level, you can set budgets, you can set location targeting, bid strategies. To keep this simple, just think about, okay, what is the type of vehicle slash service you offer? So for instance, for black car companies, you could call it black car. And it doesn't really matter what the name is, but I like to, if I have multiple different vehicle categories, like black car, search limo, party bus, I like to actually have those in different campaigns because the budget is allocated at the campaign level. It's important to have your different vehicle categories segmented like that, because what if you're sold out on limos and you just want to pause all stretch limo ads or party bus? That way it makes it easy to do so. So we're going to it's been a while since I've done this. We're really going to want to focus on conversions eventually, but here's the thing. It actually needs to have enough conversion data. A conversion is just a lead, right? Someone fills out a form and hits submit. That's a conversion. You can also set it up so if someone calls you and the call's over a certain duration, that's a conversion. However, that's what we want, right? But in the beginning, since we don't have any conversion data, the machine learning has nothing to learn from. So I'm going to just say we want clicks, and I'm going to set a maximum. I'm going to put, this is a black car campaign. I'm going to just say $4 here. And then you can skip this. It's irrelevant. Yeah, of course it's recommended. Definitely not this one. This one can work. A little torn. I would probably recommend, because it can really penalize you if you don't use the search partner network. So we're going to leave it on for now. All right, let's go to location options, enter another location. Let's do Los Angeles. Yeah, so DMA region. Let me just show you guys real quick. This is like important stuff. Or I believe it's, DMA. So watch this. If I do this, see how big of an area that is? So I'm going to just remove that. You can also do it by radius. A lot of times we'll do that. So Los Angeles. And we'll do 20 miles around LA. Now, what you can also do, and it's funny, actually, it took me a long time to learn this. It wasn't obvious to me. So let's say I do this, and I also target this, right? Well, you might be thinking, well, does it matter at all that there's two, that they're kind of overlapping? And I used to think that, except for, like, let's pretend let's do something a little simpler. Let's do, that was, okay, meant to delete the other one. Okay, so I'm actually going to target something inside this just to show you guys an example. Come on, why is it not letting me zoom out? All right, there. And then I'm going to just delete this. So you might think, well, what's the point of even targeting this? It's already targeted, right? So actually, it's good to target lots of places. You can target a big area, but you can also target lots of smaller areas within that big area. And the reason for that is you can see data on how that specific location performed. Whereas if you don't specifically target it, it won't show you reports of how that actual location performs. So for the longest time, I didn't know that. And we just did a radius here. But now we like to, get all the little cities within that radius. Oh, did I end up picking something? Of course I didn't. So this is obviously a fake campaign. I'm going to just do this. Again, we probably most likely do a radius. It just makes the most sense, right? A radius around your location. Do a radius, which is funny because I didn't do one, but I'm telling you to. Okay, this is a very important one. Okay, let me explain it as simply as possible. With presence or interest, if you do any sort of service where people are flying in from other places and using your service, obvious ones are black car, right? Black car, you want this turned on generally. Now, if you're doing stretch limo party bus and you don't live in a destination city, this one will actually work better. So this one, Also, you can get lots of marketing agencies calling you, right? Because this pretty much means anyone, if you have a keyword that is, let's say, limo service or a limo service, okay, and you're using this option, and you're targeting LA, anyone in the world searching limo service Los Angeles could potentially see your ads. Whereas if you do presence only, only people in this area that we chose can see your ads. Now, one thing to keep in mind, let's say you do black car and you're like, well, I want, presence or interest. So one of the harder concepts for people to really remember is, we're trying to optimize for the best potential leads. Okay. So if we're trying to, let's say you had an unlimited budget, you can spend $2,000 a day, right? That's a lot. And you might not be able to spend $2,000 a day. Well, I know you wouldn't on presence. And so at really high budgets, you might have to do this. But if you have a very low budget, really presence is better, because think of it this way. And we could even do 10 or 15 mile radius around your location. That way your ads are just showing to people near you. You're going to spend a lot less. It actually is more expensive. I have found the more granular you get, they make it cost more. But think about it. What's the value of a lead? If it's, if you get 10 leads and you book, 3,000 in business, whereas, you do presence and you book, let's say, the same $3,000, let's pretend, but those customers you get from presence all live in your area and so could potentially use you again. So whether you're black car or, limo party bus, presence can, for lower budgets, be better many times because of that, because it's really about getting repeat clients. And you have a much higher chance of getting repeat clients if they're in your city, obviously, right? Okay, so what is this? Broad match keywords. Interesting. So, okay. Yeah, we don't want to use broad match keywords. That can be a complete disaster. Automatically create. Okay, good. Off. We want that off. But again, I haven't done this in a very long time. All right, let me explain. All right, so you don't want your ad schedule usually all day. So let's say you really want to be as tight on targeting as possible. Let's say you do black car, you want corporate clients. Well then, what time are corporate clients usually, especially your ideal client? It's probably a good chance it's not even them actually booking the service, right? It's their assistant. And so their assistants many times work normal business hours. And so if you want to be extra safe, you could do 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and just local targeting. Now, that's going to make the leads cost more. So every time you, like I said, get more granular, meaning you get tighter and tighter on your targeting, smaller area, smaller time window, it makes it more expensive because a lot of people choose the same settings because they want corporate clients.